Hi guys, I'm Lisa and I'm back with another video. Today it's time for a readathon TBR because I am planning on participating in the Bingoathon, and I will link to the original video down below so you can go and watch the original announcement videos. I noticed this readathon because of Cori from Cori's Book Corner, who is one of my favorite YouTubers currently, and she is one of the co-hosts of this readathon. So at first I was like, yeah, I need to be part of this. I had just posted my TBR for the month, so we'll have to see how I end up doing with my actual TBR for May, but I have added some new things to this one because I want to participate in this readathon and they had to fit. But I tried to fit my original TBR into these prompts as much as I could. So let's get into the challenges. I tried to fit my original TBR as much into these categories as I could. This readathon will be running from May 12th until May 18th. May 12th, I'll be busy all day, so I don't know if I'll be able to start my reading on that day because my cousin is having his confirmation on this day, and I will have to go to church, which is probably at 9:30 or something, and then it would be a whole day, all-day event. I'll probably be home at right 9 to 10. I don't know when I'll be home. So yeah, reading that day will be very, very little. Anyway, let's get into the book that I'll be reading for which prompts. I've put 6 books on my TBR, maybe 7, depending on things. And I can cover all of the prompts from this bingo board. The first prompt is read an anticipated book. And for that one, I will be reading The Haunting of Tram Car 15 by Djéli. This I've really had on my most anticipated read since it came out in February. I've wanted to read it since then. It was one of my anticipated new releases from February, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. It is a really short audio, I think, of just over 3 hours in total. So I'll probably get over this in the matter of a day. So it's nice to have a short book on this, but I'm really, really looking forward to reading this. The second challenge is to read a 5-star prediction. And for that, I went with a book where the first 2 books I've read in the specific series, were 5 stars, both of them. So I figure there's a high chance and high possibility that I'll give the third book 5 stars as well. And for that one, I'm gonna read Soul Music by Terry Pratchett. This is the 16th book in the Discworld, I think, and it is the 3rd book in the Death sub-series, and the previous 2 Death books have been some of my favorite Discworld books ever. And I gave Reprimand, which was the 2nd one, was my favorite read of last year. So I have high hopes that Soul Music will be just as good as the other 2. So I figured it was a safe 5-star prediction. The next prompt is read from something from your favorite genre, and my favorite genre is fantasy, so Soul Music could be on that prompt. It could also be one of the next books that I have on my list, so I have a couple of possibilities for this. But I haven't put a definite book down for this prompt yet. The next one I have is the group read, which is called Once and Future. I forgot to write down the author's name, but I'll have a cover of it here. At first I was like, I'm not gonna read this book. I'm not gonna get this book just because of a readathon. I never heard of it before, I will admit that. But then she said it's a Arthurian retelling in space. I was like, oh no. Like, I want to read a lot of, I really like Arthurian retellings, so I had to read it. So now I bought the book. We'll see if it managed to get here before the event starts. I don't know yet. So we'll have to see about that. But I am very eager to try and read this one. It sounds very interesting. Now, the 5th prompt is to read a book with diverse rep. So it could be of different ethnicity. It could be of a different sexuality than your own. It could be from mental health issues. And from this prompt, I decided to go with Inkarnation by Pernille Stenby. This is a Danish fantasy book that has LGBTQ plus themes. So I'm not sure how and what type of LGBT this is because it doesn't say on the back, but I will let you know what is said here, just to give you an idea of what it is. about. It says, I'm alive. That's what's wrong. That's what happened. I'm alive. I don't like the feeling of the blood running in my veins, but I kind of like the sound of my breathing. There's a sort of calm over the sound, but at the same time, it scares me. And it says, there's only the fog and his voice until the light wakes mistiness to life. But the body is a stranger, and its memories won't let go. That's what it says. It sounds intriguing to me. And it says Inkarnation is the first book in Miss Danish series, which is a psychological fantasy story with LGBTQ plus elements. So that is what it says, and that's why I know it's LGBTQ. So this was a 2018 release in Denmark, and I'm interested in reading this, and it's part of my library books. So this could also work for the read a fantasy category. The sixth prompt is read a book with pink or blue on the cover. Obviously, Inkarnation could work for that, but I'm gonna go with another one, and I'm gonna go with An Offer from a Gentleman by Quinn. This is the third book in the Bridgerton series, and this has a dark blue cover. And I'm very looking forward to getting back into the series. I really enjoyed the second one and the first one, so hopefully I will enjoy the next one as well. I really like Quinn's humor. So the seventh prompt is cover buy. I never buy books because of the cover. I always buy books if I know the author automatic bias is a different thing, because you have an author, you like them, you usually tend to like them, so you're pretty certain you'll like a next book as well without knowing more about it. But otherwise I always need to know at least some of it before I buy a book. But for the cover buy, I decided to put on Inkarnation as well, because this is a cover I really love, and I remember seeing this, and possibly that's why I remember it from my friend Kirsten's blog posts, because I remember the cover. And blue is one of my favorite colors, and how the gold typing and font is sort of surrounding the book as well is something I quite like as well. So I chose this one for the book cover option. The next 8th and 9th prompt will be the same book as well. The 8th prompt is to read a book that is new to your author, and the 9th book is a newly added to my TBR. I think around the end of April it was decided that we needed to read a series by this author as a group read, and I never heard of her before as an author, but I'd also never heard of this specific series, obviously. And so the book that I put down for these two prompts is Speak No Evil by Allison Brennan. This is the first book in the as a trilogy that is a prequel, like that introduces us to a character that will be in a longer overarching series. So this will be the first book that I read for that. So I decided to go with this because it's brand new on my TBR, and it's a brand new author that I've never heard of before, and it covers a book that I already had on my TBR. So these are all of the books that I'm planning on reading for the Bingoathon, and let me know in the comments down below if you think that the Bingoathon sounds like a fun readathon, and if you're going to be participating, also let me know about that. And definitely make sure to go and check out the hosts' channels and see the videos they have up, and find out if it's something you want to participate in. And yeah, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Goodbye.